Today we're going over some of the key components of our ExactEmerge planter that can make a big difference in planting performance. These are the parts that ensure precision, accuracy, and efficiency for the season ahead. First, we're going to take a look at our meter door. So the meter door has our knockout wheel, which is determined by what seed bowl we're going to run, and it also houses our door seal. We want to check this seal for any cracks or any dry rot to make sure no vacuum is leaking past it. Now we're going to move over to our seed bowl. When we look at our seed bowl, first, before we take it off, we're going to look at our hub height. So our hub height is actually determining how tight or loose this seed bowl is sitting to the meter housing. So as I spin it, when I let go, what I'm looking for is a quarter to a half turn after I let my fingers off the meter. If that meter spins too far past that, we're going to look at too big of a gap in between the meter and the seed bowl, and that's going to be a vacuum leak, where we'll see a decrease in our population. If it's too tight, what we're going to see is too much drag on the meter housing, which we're going to lead to excessive wear and a lower population because this bowl can't spin fast enough. Now when I take this bowl off, we'll see the rest of our components. First, we'll look at our inner seal, our inner hub seal. We want to check this as well for any dry rot, make sure it's seated correctly so we're not getting any vacuum leak there. Next, we'll go up to our doubles eliminator. What the doubles eliminator does is manages any skips or any multiples in our seeding operation. So if I take this off, we can see there's 3 tines on the top. We want to make sure that those are sticking straight up, not bent over and formed any memory in them. And we want to make sure that they're not worn and too short. There's also the outer doubles eliminator, which are stationary nubs that do the same thing as the inner doubles eliminator, but they cannot be adjusted. While we have the doubles eliminator off, we can go ahead and see these ceramic wear pads. If we look at ceramic wear pads, they have a dimple in the middle of them. If we can see that dimple, that means that they're in spec. If that dimple is actually worn off or worn smooth, then that's when we need to go ahead and replace them. As we move down the meter, we look at our agitation strip. Now for corn, we're using our green agitation strip, which has a lot of projections on it, which is going to keep the seed pool agitated and not from sticking against each other. When we move to soybeans, we switch out to a yellow, which is a smooth agitation strip. And we really want to make sure that these are installed correctly, as they can lead to a restriction in our seed pool and a decrease in our population. As we move to the other side of the meter, we look at our seed guide. So our seed guide comes in 2 materials, a lighter side and a darker side. This darker side is made of rubber, so we need to check this for any dry rot, any excessive wear. As it wears, it'll start to kind of fray out, and that'll lead to a restriction and kind of restrict our brush belt from turning smoothly. Now that we've talked about our meter, we're going to talk about our brush belt. So to get to that, all we'll do is remove our meter, and we'll look at our brush belt housing here. Now I have one pulled apart, and we can go ahead and open this up to see our components. Now as we look at our brush belt cartridge, we have several different parts that we need to look at. First, and most importantly, is going to be the brush belt itself. So what we're looking for here is any wear, any parts of the brush that are tangled, maybe laid over, or any of the backing material that is split or dry rotted. If any of that's the case, we need to go ahead and replace it. Another big issue we come across is what's called memory. So as you look at this brush belt and you hold it out, you can kind of see the lumps of where these brush belts were stored. When we take them out for the year, we need to detension these and remove these and put it over a 5-gallon bucket or maybe flat on the floor to prohibit the memory of these brush belts. Moving on, we can see our silver wear guides. So as you can see on the back side here, we have all silver lining. This is all one wear part and can be worn. I have a spare wear guide here that has been pitted, and that needs to be replaced. It needs to be a smooth surface for that seed to slow down and come out on the other side and come into the soil. A separate part is going to be our belt conditioner. So what this does is all the bristles of the belt actually run across this to make sure that they're not laying over from going one direction the entire time of their life. And lastly, on the brush belt cartridge, we have our seed sensor. So this sensor is actually going to be reading every seed that passes by it, and that's how we get the population reading in the screen. This seed sensor can be installed incorrectly, like I have here, where this tab in our wear strip is not in its place or not in the hole in the seed sensor. It's actually in front of it. What this can lead to is material or seed actually getting in this gap between the wear pad and the sensor, which is going to start blocking that sensor, which is going to in turn start reading incorrect population on our display. Now to install it correctly, we'll just take this back out. We will then put the tab in the hole of the seed sensor. This is the correct installation of the seed sensor, where the tab on the wear strip is actually inside the hole of the seed sensor itself. By keeping these parts in top condition, your ExactEmerge planter will continue to deliver the accuracy, speed, and efficiency you depend on. Stay ahead of the season by replacing any worn parts and ensuring your planter is ready for optimal performance. Visit shop.deere.com or your local Hutson dealer for all your replacement parts and get your ExactEmerge in top shape for planting season.